Hello, I'm going to show you how I make my tea cakes. Make sure your butter and your eggs is room temperature. 4 eggs, 2.5 cups of sugar, 2 sticks of butter, 4.5 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of baking powder. Nutmeg, I don't measure, but you can put a tablespoon of nutmeg into your flour. And 3/4 cups of buttermilk and some vanilla. So I'm doing new school. Old school is you take a wooden spoon and you would mix your ingredients together, but I'm going to use the mixer, hand mixer. So 2 sticks of butter and your sugar. Mix that together. So that's my 2 sticks of butter and my sugar. And now I'm going to add my 4 eggs in here. Here's my 1 egg. I'm going to mix my other eggs, my other 3 eggs. I'm going to do it one at a time. And also, they used to use a hand back in the day too. No mixer, but I'm using a mixer, new school. Okay, going to mix this egg. You're going to continue. Just mix that egg in there really good. And so my eggs and sugar is in there. Now I'm going to put my flour. Now for the flour, just make sure you put your baking powder in your flour as well as your nutmeg. As well as your nutmeg. And this is how I'm putting it together. I'm going to add some of my buttermilk. Now in the old school way, like I was saying, I used to use a wooden spoon. Some people use a hand. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to continue to add flour. See, look, that's how I look. Continue to add my flour. Now, even though I said 4.5 cups of flour, depending on how I look, you might want to add a little extra flour. But this is how I put mine together. Add more of my buttermilk. This is 3/4 cups of buttermilk. And then towards the end, I'm going to use my hand. Be a little crumbly. Now I'm going to add my vanilla. Now, like I said, I don't measure. I'm just going to pour in. Pour in my vanilla. Also, I forgot, I'm going to add a little lemon extract too. Just a little bit, not a lot. Lemon extract. Pour in my lemon extract as well as my vanilla. And that, what you see right there, that's brown. I also put a little vanilla bean, you know, flavor. Vanilla bean. Okay, so I'm going to continue to mix this in here. I'm going to add the rest of my flour in here. This is how I put mine together, but make sure your baking powder and your nutmeg, you mix it in with your flour. Now you can sift it 1 or 2 times. I'm pouring my buttermilk. Okay. I'm going to mix this again. Okay, now I'm about to use my hands. Okay, I have a glove on. Okay, it's like wet. See that? I control how I want my tea cake dough. So I'm going to add the rest of my flour in here. All right, that should do it. Added the rest of my flour in here. And now I'm just going to, like, you know, mix this all in here. Now, the old school way, they used to take a rolling pin and roll it out on the counter. Sometimes they put it on a cutting board, or they used to put it on the table, roll it. I'm not doing that. I'm going to just use my hand, and I'm going to create balls. Now make sure you knead your dough. If you feel that your dough is a little wet, you know, take a little flour, sprinkle it on, and knead your dough. Knead the dough. That's all you have to do. You're just kneading this dough. My glove is trying to come off, but just knead your dough. Back in the day, they didn't use gloves. Grandmother didn't use gloves. They didn't use gloves. They used their bare hands, y'all. All right. I just want to mention, I forgot to mention, preheat your oven to 325. All right, so my dough is all, you know, well put together for my tea cakes. Now, some people will take this, put it in some plastic, wrap it, and put it in the refrigerator. You don't have to do that. You can take your tea cake, form it in a ball, and go straight to the oven. And I bake mine on 325 for like 17 minutes, depending on your oven. Now, like I said, back in the day, I used to roll it out, put some flour down on here, roll it out with a rolling pin. You can do that, but you don't have to. All right. Here is my tea cake batter. Now, I'm the type of person, I gotta wash these dishes, okay? I'm gonna clean up my kitchen, and then I'm gonna come back, and I'm going to put my tea cake dough onto my baking sheet with parchment paper. Okay, so I'm going to use my little scooper so they all be the same size. I'm just going to go like this, and it's going to be a ball. Then I'm going to form it into a ball, and I'm going to put it on my parchment paper. I'll be right back. And this is how they're looking. Now, if you want to go old school, go ahead and put that flour on that counter or on that cutting board and roll your dough out. But I am using, and I'm putting them on here, forming into balls, and just kind of, you know, not making them flat, but patting them like that. Okay, going into the oven on 325 for 17 minutes. And I'm putting them on my third rack going up. Okay, 17 minutes. Okay, it's been 17 minutes, and here are my tea cakes. I'll let them cool. These are my tea cakes. Okay, and here are my tea cakes. And this is how they should look on the other side. And they are done. I'm going to let them cool. And my tea cakes. And that is how I make my tea cakes. Now, back in the day, they were shaped like in squares. But you can shape them how you want to. And that is how I make my tea cakes. Soft in the middle, nice color on the outside, and this is a tea cake. And just to add, if your dough is a little wet, just add a little more flour and knead your dough. Just knead your dough. But this is how I make my tea cakes. All right, thanks for watching. Love y'all.